Hello everyone, welcome for today's video lesson. In this video, we are going to explore one of the most common and useful ways to present data, the bar graph. We will discuss what it is, identify and explain its part, and talk about its advantage and disadvantage. Finally, we will work with real-life examples created using Microsoft Excel. By the end of this lesson, you will understand how bar graphs can help you visualize information clearly and make data easier to interpret.
Definition of a bar graph. A bar graph, also known as bar chart. It's visually tool used to represent data with rectangular bars. The length or height of each bar corresponds to the value it represents. The longer the taller the bar, the greater the value. The bar are very helpful when we need to compare different categories or group of information. For example, if we want to compare the number of books sold by different authors or the number of students who prefer various school subjects, a bar graph gives us a clear picture at a glance. Bar graphs can be vertical or horizontal, but both types shows the same relationship between the categories and their qualities.
Now that we know what a bar graph is, let's look closer at its part. Understanding each part helps us and we create bar graphs correctly. Number 1. Title. The title tells us what the graph is about. It gives the viewer an idea at the data being presented. Number 2. Axes. These are the two lines that form the base of the graph. The x-axis, horizontal, usually shows the categories or groups, while the y-axis, vertical, represents the scale or quantity. Number 3. Labels. These identify each bar, explaining what category it represents. Number 4. Scale. This shows the numeral values used to measure the data. It helps us determine how high or low the bar should be. Number 5. Bars. These are the rectangular shape that represent the data. Each bar's height or length corresponds to the amount it stands for. When you combine all these parts, you get a clear and meaningful visual representation that's easy to read and understand.
Advantage of bar graphs. Bar graphs are popular because they offer several benefits. First, they are simple and easy to interpret, even without technical knowledge. Anyone can look at a bar graph and quickly understand which category has higher or lower values. Second, they work well for comparison. By looking at the bars side by side, we can easily compare one category to another. For instance, we can see which products sold the most or which they had the highest attendance. Third, bar graphs can summarize large amounts of data visually, which makes reports, presentation, and discussion more engaging and understandable. Finally, they are flexible. You can design them vertically or horizontally, add colors, and even include multiple data sets for comparison.
Disadvantage of bar graphs. However, while bar graphs are very helpful, they have some disadvantage too. One drawback is that they are not suitable for showing trends over time. If you want to see how data change continuously, like temperature during a day or population growth over several years, a line graph would be a better option. Another disadvantage is that too many bars can make the graph look crowded or confusing. When there are too many categories, the graph loses its clarity and becomes harder to read. Lastly, bar graphs only represent separate data. meaning distinct categories, they cannot effectively show continuous data, such as measuring speed or times intervals.
Hi everyone! In this tutorial, I'll show you how to create a simple bar graph in Microsoft Excel. Let's get started. First, open Excel. Once it's open, click on Blank Workbook to start a new file. Now, enter your data. In the first column, type the names or categories you want to compare. For example, subjects, months or products. Then, in the column, type the corresponding numbers or values for each category. After typing your data, highlight or select all the cells that contain it. Make sure both your labels and numbers are selected. And then next, go to the top menu and click on the Insert tab. Under the chart selection, look for the bar chart icon. It looks like several vertical or horizontal bars. Next is click on bar chart, then choose your preferred style. For example, a 2-D or 3-D bar chart. Excel will automatically generate your graph based on the data you selected. And now, you can customize your graph by adding labels, changing colors, or editing the chart title. To do that, click on the chart and use the buttons that appear at the top, like Chart Design or Format. And that's it. You've successfully created a bar graph in Excel. You can now save your file and use it for reports, presentations, or any school projects. And also don't forget to practice making different types of charts to get more familiar with Excel.
Hello everyone! In this tutorial, I show you how to create a sales report using bar graph in Microsoft Excel. Imagine you own a small fruit store and you want to find out which fruit sells the most in a week. You open Microsoft Excel and type in your data the fruits are you selling. For examples, mango, grapes, apple, oranges, and banana, along with their total sales. Next, you select the data range, click the Insert tab, and choose the bar chart. Instantly, Excel creates a colorful bar graph for you. By looking at the graph, you can clearly see which fruit sold the most and which sold the least. This helps you make a better business decision, like which product to order more or promote.
Through our real-life Excel example, we saw how bar graphs can be used in business and education, whether to track sales or monitor attendance. That's all for today's lesson. Thank you for watching, and I hope you can now create your own bar graphs confidently using Microsoft Excel.